Email pop-ups are among the most widely used and effective email list building strategies. The app company Sumo analyzed 1.7 billion pop-ups and found that on average, the conversion rate was 3.09%. Static inline forms have only a 0.58% conversion rate. That means that pop-up forms are 5 times more effective. The upshot of that is if you get 100 daily website visitors, you will build your list by an additional 92 subscribers using a pop-up form every month. So let's have a look at a pop-up form in action. If we launch my website, hellobabydirect.com, and we wait a few seconds, we'll notice that the pop-up form appears in the bottom right-hand corner. If you enter your email and click subscribe, it will then add you to the email mailing list for that website. Simple as that. So how can you get the best performances out of your pop-up forms? Firstly, choose the best time to display the form. It's annoying for users to immediately get presented with a pop-up form when they arrive on your site. Instead, wait an appropriate time to share your message. This allows visitors to engage with your content first. A good rule of thumb is to display your form at around 50% of the average time users spend on a page. For example, if visitors spend 2 minutes on your page, show your pop-up form after 60 seconds. This means that your call to action will be in front of engaged visitors who are more likely to sign up. You can find your average dwell time on Google Analytics. If we log into Google Analytics and we go to Reports, and then Engagement, and then Overview, we can see the average engagement time for the site. So in this site, it's nearly 2 minutes, so it's best to show the pop-up form after a minute. In order to entice your users to sign up to your email list, you need to offer something of value. Users are bombarded with requests for their email on every site they visit. Offering an incentive to sign up will markedly increase your conversion rate. Incentives can include money off, exclusive free content, or early access to events. In this example here, the user is being offered 10% off if their next order if they sign up for this mailing list. And on this site, which is a blog, they're being promised if they sign up, they will get access to exclusive content. So they're saying that they will get content which no one else can access. To be successful, your form must be mobile friendly. Mobile traffic accounts for over 50% of global website traffic. Therefore, it is vitally important to ensure that your form is mobile friendly. To ensure that your form is mobile friendly, it should be easy to exit. The close button should be prominent so mobile browsers can return to the website quickly. You should keep the form fields to a minimum. The fewer fields, the less space the pop-up form takes on the mobile screen. And there should be a large call to action button. This makes it easy for potential subscribers to give their contact details and sign up. Here is an example of a good mobile contact form. You can see the close button is very prominent, the fields are prominent, there's only 2 of them, and the sign up button is very prominent. Finally, your pop-up form should be easy to close. The best way to annoy a website visitor is by blocking the content they are viewing with pop-ups that cannot be closed. To avoid a negative customer experience, make it easy for visitors to close your pop-up. Here an example of 2 different pop-up forms. You can see the one on the left, the close button is hard to find. It's blending in with the background, whereas on this one on the right here, it's very easy to see. So how should you design your pop-up form for best performance? Here are some tips. Firstly, include images in your form. Pop-up forms with images convert 80% better than forms without images. You should use prominent calls to action buttons on your forms. You should choose a clear color for your button so it stands out from the rest of your page. The messaging should be encouraging your browser to act. So use words like sign up, get, or start, which encourage conversions by telling the reader how to act. Finally, be clear. Let the user know what they should be expecting. So, for example, a form which says subscribe for daily styling advice is better than subscribe to a newsletter. As in all forms online, the easier it is to fill in the form, the more people will complete that form, and therefore the more subscribers you will obtain. When building your pop-up form, you should ask for only the information you need. You can always ask people for more information once they become subscribers via a survey. Obviously, you need to get an email, but asking for a name is usually also a good idea because it enables you to personalize emails that go out. So now let's look at an example of a good pop-up form. So the one on the right here, you compare that to the one on the left. You can see the image makes it much more attractive. They're using a high contrast button. They've given people a compelling incentive of 20% to sign up. Now let's take a look at how you set up your pop-up form in Omnisend. If from the left-hand menu, you go to Forms, if you click on Forms, and then you'll see a list of your current forms. I want to create a new form. If I just click Create Form here. I want to create a pop-up form, so let's select pop up on the left-hand menu. And then I want a simple pop-up form. You can see there's lots of different options here, but I want this one down here, which is this email and SMS multi-step form. So I'm just going to click Use Template. And you can see that's a fairly standard form. We've got an offer here to entice people to sign up. And then it's just asking for one field and then a simple call to action button. If we want to add more sections, there's a number of different options on the side here. For example, we can add an image at the top. And on the right-hand side here, we can add an image. Let's just select a file. I'm going to select a logo. See, I've just added a logo at the top of this. We could add other sections. For example, if we wanted to add some more text, we can it's just drag and drop more text. If we wanted to then reorder things, we can just drag and drop them into a new order. This is a multi-step form, so you can have more than one step if you want to. Looking at step 1, let's look at step 2. On step 2 on this form, it's inviting you to join the VIP club and asking for a phone number. You could, if we wanted to, let's just decide that we don't want to collect SMSs. We can just delete this step. In which case, because we've deleted that step, it's the form followed by a thank you box for signing up. If you are a premium Omnisend subscriber, you can remove the Omnisend logo. Let's just, let's for example, add an image at the top. Let's select the same logo we had last time. Obviously, you need to amend this sign-up form based on your branding. It's pretty easy to do. You can change, for example, you can change the background color here. For let's just muck around with it. So you can change the amount of padding. We'll make that 100. You see, it actually adds some more padding at the top there. All very easy to do. If we want to undo it, we can just click the undo button at the top. On the right-hand side, before we enable this form, let's just look at some of the behaviors. You want to know who's filling in your form, so you can tag them. And then when you go into your contacts, you'll see them tagged. You could have multiple forms, and you can use tags to identify people who've signed up from different forms. Verification at the bottom here, you can choose whether to have double opt-in. That's when someone fills in the form, they get an email, and they have to click on the email to verify. You get a much higher quality list if you do that, but you will get fewer subscribers. Let's just look at some other things. Schedules, you can set the time and dates when the form is live. For example, if you've got a particular offer, you might want to set it live for that. Under display, you can have rules for when the pop-up is shown. For example, you could have it's only showing a number of visits or a certain amount of time on page. I discussed earlier in the video best practice for when to display a pop-up form in terms of time on page. Let's have a look also. Visibility, you know what devices this is shown on. You can also look up here and see whether you can toggle between desktop and mobile on up here. Frequency sets how often the form is shown to the same person. And finally, A/B testing. You can create different versions of the same form and split test them to see if you make certain changes, if it changes the effectiveness of the form as measured by the number of people who convert. So, and now we've I've clicked and the form is going live. You'll then be able to see it live on your website.